Luffy versus Emu. The battle to decide Elbaf's fate is here. And it is not going to end how you all are expecting it to end. This is an emotion on this side and we'll be today talking about the battle between Emu and Luffy and what will be the outcome of that epic battle. But before we move on to the main video, I would like to request every one of you guys watching to please consider liking, sharing and subscribing to our channel Anymotion. This really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. And with the self-promotion out of the way, let's get back into the main video. Now, why does this even matter? And why does this battle had so much significance behind it about what is going to be the next narration for One Piece? Well, if you guys notice one thing about One Piece and its final arc battles, it is very simple. That everything in this world is going to be stacked against the good guys, aka Luffy, and he's going to overcome every single problem in order to bring about the dawn of this world. But in Elbaf, it is pretty different. In the latest chapter, we got to see the devil fruit transformation of Loki, and he's a big black dragon. By the way, he's at least 100 times bigger than the dragon form of our Beast King Kaido. But with this revelation of Loki's devil fruit, one thing is for certain, and that is everything is stacked up in the favor of the good guys this time in Elbaf. And this is very uncommon. You can just look it into this way, that who are there in the good guys corner. Firstly, we have Loki, who is probably one of the strongest characters to ever exist in the world of One Piece. He's easily in the caliber of both Goldie Roger and Rocks Razorback. And after Loki, we have Luffy, the sun god himself, the person who is going to bring about the dawn of the One Piece world. And with that, we also have our Straw Hat crew, probably in the top 3 strongest pirate crew currently in the One Piece world. But if you look into Emu's side, who is there to help out Emu in this current situation? We have Saint Summers, who just keeps on losing to every single person in this world. And if it was not for his regeneration ability, he would have died 100 times over throughout the story of One Piece. We have Saint killing him. Now he is a good contender to be pretty strong. But let's just say he and Zoro could have easily cut each other out in terms of power scaling if we just are going to highball himself to the level of Zoro. And finally, we have the Domi Riverside Giants army, aka Dory and Broggy. And again, compared to someone like Loki, they are not in the same league of strength. And in terms of vessels, I don't think Gunko is even as strong as a vessel like Saint Saturn. Since Saint Saturn was one of the 5 elders of the One Piece world, I would bet money on that he was a good vessel to hold Emu's power than Gunko. And finally, the other Holy Knights. We know this as a plot point that there is a fire going on currently in the Holy City. So the other Holy Knights are pretty busy dealing with that. So I don't think any other Holy Knight is going to be mobilized in the current Elbaf arc. Now, if we just sum it all up together, the stakes for this battle against Luffy is going to be pretty on the side of the good guys. And Emu is just on a disadvantage this time, which is very unlike One Piece because the whole story revolves around the dawn of the world. It is just like this, that when the world is facing its darkest time, someone, aka the sun god, is going to bring about the dawn of the world. Against all odds, the sun god is going to fight to bring about the change in the world. So let's now think about what is going to happen in the future chapters of Elbaf. Now, if I have to make a prediction, I would say this, that even though currently the situation does not look as dire, but we're going to see huge changes in the upcoming chapters and Emu is going to turn the table upside down all by himself. Because this will be a point where we get to see the power of Emu, aka the world itself. And why is that? Why did I come to the conclusion that Emu is going to turn out the tables for himself? Well, you see, the answer is pretty simple, and that is the Straw Hat crew are not as strong as you guys think, and yet they have to find a way in order to deal with this whole thing of regeneration. What is going to motivate the whole Straw Hat gang in order to develop the Haki as strong as someone like Loki? Well guys, I think that someone from the Straw Hat crew, aka Brook, is going to die in this chapter of Elbaf. It is going to be the same case we saw in Marineford, that Luffy was not strong to take on the admirals, and here Luffy and the crew will not be strong to take on someone like Emu. they have to be pushed so hard that in the final arc of One Piece, they would be strong enough to even one-shot Holy Knights. And Emu is going to do what he came here to do, and that is to kill the Elder Jarl. And this is going to be the final setback for the whole story of One Piece, because after this, the dawn of the world is really coming to the world of One Piece. Well folks, this will be all for today's video. I hope that you guys liked today's idea about Brook's death and everything we said. And if you guys disagree, be sure to write a comment on that. We love to read those. But except of that, I would like to request every one of you to please consider liking, sharing and subscribing to our channel Animotion. This really helps us out. And with that self-promotion out of the way, I'm out. Peace.